Good evening, dear viewer, and welcome to cabin 8029 on Queen Mary 2. Come in and take a look. This is an obstructed view balcony cabin on the 8th deck, and as you can see, it's a decent size, lots of Art Deco features, one of the things we love about Queen Mary 2 in general. Let us start with the bed. So the bed, as you see, is a king-size bed, but it is not just a king-size bed itself. It's actually two mattresses which have been squished together. So if you were to actually have two people in this cabin who did not wish to share a bed, they would be separated out into two single beds. Now, note that a divide will form here in the middle because there is actually a zipper that they have to put together by actually flipping the mattresses and then doing the zipper, but unfortunately they did not do the zipper for us, so they ended up having to put on extra mattress pads. So if you actually like sleeping with your partner, as in together physically in the same space on the bed, you might actually have to ask your room steward to flip them and zip them together. So as you see, it comes with all sorts of lovely pillows. The current state in which you see it is actually for pack out day, because this is the luggage bedspread basically that protects the bed against the rigors of your luggage in preparation for you to pack up. It is hands down the saddest day of any voyage, pack up day. To note though that underneath, this is what you would find after they make up your room in the morning before you bed. So this bed is not ready for sleeping. This bed is just ready for casual lounging. So other furnishings we have for comfort of sitting. We have this lovely sofa, which very comfortably sits two people or sort of intimately sits three people. This is not a sleeper sofa. This room is not a three-person berth at all, as far as I can tell. Some cabins do. These will actually pull out and become a separate bed though. So this one does not. We checked. I tried really hard. So let's go out. This is an obstructed view, as we said, and it is very obstructed. It is the most obstructed balcony I've ever had in my life, and I've had a lot of obstructed view balconies. That's all you can see of the ocean right there, that little sliver. So be aware that on Queen Mary, if you have an obstructed view balcony, it probably means you won't really get to see the ocean much at all. But what we did get to see a lot of was people doing maintenance work on these lifeboats as we, dressed in the morning. So that's fun. It is a large balcony though, so you can sit out here, although it's not exactly necessarily pleasant on a North Atlantic crossing in October. Okay, moving on, other features of this room. We have a desk, and the desk has a sort of very slender drawer. These are definitely more narrow than the drawers on the Queens Elizabeth and Victoria. This is your hairdryer, which comes with the room. I've used it, it's decent, not fancy or anything like that, but there's plenty of room to store whatever you want in here. This became our electronics drawer, basically. And then below that, we have what I call the glove drawer, because it's super narrow and it just fits my gloves and hairpins pretty well. The room also comes with a minibar, so to say, meaning a little tiny fridge. We ask them to clean out the minibar items because we don't want them, and just in case we ended up buying anything that we wanted refrigerated. All staterooms also come with a tea station. You have a kettle, and then if you eat them, you get galettes and sable de retz, so these little tea cookies basically. And if you eat them, they will refresh them every day. A selection of tea, assam. If you tell your cabin steward that you would like a specific kind of tea that's in their Twinnings selection, then they will supply that as well. I'm not a big fan of tea sweepings. If you want whole leaf tea on this ship, you have to pay $4 a pot for it, plus a 15% gratuity, of course, because they're not going to include that in the price, so why would they? Notice that your stateroom comes with bottles of water. These are not complimentary. That is what this says here. If you would like to have bottled water as part of your stay, then you can pay either $4 for a single bottle or $20 for a package of 6 bottles, plus gratuities. 15% service charge. There is a little bottle of brut here, and I know that you all have often complained, well, Cunarders have often complained about the Pol Acker that they used to serve. So now Cunard has its own label, Blanc de Blanc, which is supposedly a brut. And yeah, I'm not certain whether that's not just Pol Acker that's been rebranded, but this was waiting for us on our arrival in any case. Okay, outlets. So we have 110 American style outlets, also the style used in Japan and Thailand as well. And then they've got British style outlets. There are no 220 European style or Korean style plugs. Note that the newer ships, Elizabeth and Victoria, I can't speak for the Anne because I have not been on her and will probably never be on her, have 110, 220, and British outlets throughout the room. Here, this is it. The outlets are only here at the desk. Queen Mary was commissioned in 2004, so she reflects an earlier level of technology, back before everyone had smartphones. Okay, moving on, storage space. Let us talk about storage space a little bit more. A very important topic in any cruise for anyone who likes to dress well. So you might come with some suitcases, and after you've unpacked, you need to store them. There is plenty of storage space here under the bed because there are no underbed drawers, unlike Elizabeth and Victoria where there are underbed drawers. So no underbed drawers, but therefore plenty of luggage storage space. There are nightstands. The nightstands do provide some shelving storage space and a drawer. Don't look at those. On Queen Elizabeth and Queen Victoria, you actually get more drawers here bedside than here on Queen Mary. Let's get the closets though. And on our way, we're going to talk about a storage tip for anyone who likes to bring things to dress nicely, and maybe you have more than would fit in your closets. Magnetic hooks are a must for extra storage, extra hanging storage. So you'll see we have used the hooks currently for hats, but of course we also use them for coats. We use them to hang up clothes that we would like to maybe wear in the evening, or if the closet gets too full, then we just hang things out here, although I do prefer to keep the room as neat as possible. So you can buy those on the internet or in probably any sort of everything store, a convenience store, or a general store as we call them. But before you use your hooks, of course, you want to fill up your closets first. So let's talk about the closet storage space on Queen Mary 2 in the obstructed balcony. So here is one of the closets. Wow, the metal bar is bending. Don't judge me. There is more closet storage space on Queen Mary 2 than there is on either Elizabeth or Victoria, and certainly way more than on Queen Anne. You'll notice though, it's not actually long enough for my gowns. All my gowns pool. So I figured out, unfortunately, rather belatedly, that this was not meant for long gowns necessarily, but there is plenty of room to keep folded things up there or store things that you just want to throw out of the way. This closet at the other end, this I figured out is, I'm pretty certain, the one that's intended for long gown storage. Next time we'll do it that way. In terms of further closet storage, not so much in this area because you have your life vests, which don't take those out of there, leave them there. And then you have a safe, which you can use as storage. We were using it for something. And then here you have 4 drawers, which you do not have on either Elizabeth or Victoria. And these drawers are actually pretty roomy and very nice. So you've got good storage options there. Let us now go to the bathroom. So Queen Mary's bathroom is actually significantly bigger than the bathrooms in the balcony staterooms on Elizabeth and Victoria. You actually have a shower that is not a half body wide, but actually a full normal human and possibly 2 slender humans wide. I will put myself in the shower for scale. See? Plenty of room. Yeah. It has a clothesline for drying of towels and swimsuits and laundry if you do laundry in the laundrette, which laundrettes are free here in Cunard. You don't have to pay to use them, but you do have to wait in line for them. We have a nice large counter with a pretty deep sink, and there is plenty of enclosed storage here, which I love, because under the sink, don't judge me, there are plenty of shelves, deep shelves, where you can unpack all of your toiletries and access them easily and still keep them out of the way so that you don't have to clutter up this area. This is a nice, cutely hidden wastebasket. I really like that touch. And over here we have the Penhaligon toiletries. You have your shampoo, liquid soap, and body lotion, hand and body lotion. These are not to be taken, dear viewer. These are to be left here and they are refilled. I know that many people miss the old take-home sized ones, but this is better. This is way more sustainable, and you know, buy your own Penhaligon if that's what you like to use. Also bath and shower gel. So this is for hand washing, and this is technically for body, although honestly, that's kind of a gimmick to make people buy more than what they necessarily need. With your cabin, you get cotton balls, and normally they provide complimentary Q-tips, but we found out that they're out of Q-tips on this voyage. So no Q-tips, yeah. Towels, so they will fill these racks up with towels. If you put the towels on the floor, they will take that as a sign that you want them gone. But you know, try not to go through a towel a day if you don't need to. We just typically reuse our towels a couple of times and then have them laundered. So that's why these racks are empty. Our steward is doing his job. With your room, you also get a complimentary for use, a very nice cotton bathrobe. This is not a freebie. If you take this home, they will charge you, I think I saw $90 to the form of payment on account. So do not take this home unless you would like to see such a charge appear on your credit card. There is a TV. They actually have a pretty decent range of movies and programming and TV channels to keep you up to date with the world if that's really what you want on your voyage. It's generally not what I want on my voyage. News is pretty depressing. So this has been your obstructed view balcony tour. Note that my tip, honestly, unless you need the fresh air, I mean, it's nice to be able to open this door. It's nice to be able to open the door and hear the ocean and have the fresh air and all of that. But if you don't need to have the fresh air of the ocean and you just need some light in your room, then actually the ocean view staterooms are a way better value for money because they actually cover the whole space that now encompasses cabin and balcony. So just imagine that much more space that's indoors. You actually get a full-size sofa and plenty of room to walk around inside your cabin. We actually prefer the ocean view cabins for that reason. Also note that being on the 8th deck, when the seas are high, as they were when we dodged a hurricane just past the Bay of Biscay, 3 days of very high seas, you feel it quite a bit here. In fact, so much that every time I stood up, I became extremely queasy and had to flee downstairs as quickly as possible. So if you are prone to seasickness, you might want to reconsider anything above deck 6. And you might want to really focus hard on decks 4 and 5 on Queen Mary. Well, do you have any questions? Do let me know in the comments below. Have you ever stayed in one of these obstructed view balconies on Queen Mary 2? Let me know how your experience was. We've personally loved it. But again, I think I would be just as happy for an ocean view next time. Well, if you've enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and leave a comment, even if it's just a little cruise ship emoji. Otherwise, until next time, may your travels be creative and unexpected. Good night, everyone.